What's good, everybody? It's Jack back here with your boy Mike. Going to get into a little bit of a Bears breakdown from another disappointing road loss. Seems like a million in a row at this point. Haven't won a Sunday road game under this regime. Bears got embarrassed down in Arizona. When we talked about it, we kind of thought, maybe there'd be a little bit of comfortability down there with a good contingency of Bears fans in Arizona, a lot of transplants in the area in general, and then a lot of people making the trip for the game on top of that. Turned out not to be the case. Ugly top to bottom. It felt like the Bears were sort of in it when they got that field goal to, get to 9 around the half to make it 14-9. And then you just have that abysmal, inexplicable play to close the half where they rip off the 56-yard or whatever it was touchdown run. They go 3 and out the first drive of the second half, and it just felt like it was over. Very frustrating. The offense, horrible again. Only 9 points, couldn't find the end zone. Um, from my point of view, there's nothing positive to say about the offense. It was all horrific start to finish. No good takeaways whatsoever. Besides, maybe you could say Roma Dunze continues to look good, but I feel like that's not anything that we don't already know. He's going to be a good football player. Probably should have drafted a lineman, whatever. I don't know. It's tough, man. I know there's a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. I know Arizona's maybe a little bit better than people gave them credit for. Um, it's just tough the way that it's gone coming out of the bye. Seems like this team is regressing, moving in the wrong direction. Um, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs. Really felt like, given the schedule and what these first, it's been 8, but what these first 9 games of the season were, you really thought there was a hell of a chance for the Bears to be sitting at 6-3 going into the meat of the schedule with some sound playoff opportunities. And now it just seems like it's despair. It seems like the season's over from a playoff standpoint, which is tough. But who knows? Maybe they can surprise us, get this thing turned around, and find a way to win some games in the tough division. But how you feeling after last week, Mike? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, echo everything you said. Honestly, don't even want to get too into it. Just pathetic show. Lack of pride. No bounce back from the gut wrenching loss in Washington. Sucks. High hopes for the team, especially you'd say coming off that bye, and they at least fought in Washington, but lost on a Hail Mary, and then last week just pathetic. Just didn't really even show up. Might as well have just stayed in Chicago. To your keys that you brought up, I think your keys were great. They didn't do any of them. Cole Komet, just non-existent. Don't give up a Hail Mary. They basically did before the half with that run play. And fast start. Well, it's hard to consider anything a fast start when you scored 9 points. So um, offense continues to be pathetic. Don't know if it's Waldron. Don't know if it's Williams. Don't know if it's offensive line play. Don't know what the hell it is. I'm gonna blame them all. They all fucking suck, and they need to figure it out.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, like we said, man. The one potential positive thing going forward, the one saving grace, is that this team has been resilient at home. They're very good at home. They have the longest home win streak in the NFL. They have a soft spot this week against a horrible New England Patriots team. And then it's backed up by 2 tough games, but still 2 home games, and the Packers and the Vikings back to back get to settle into Soldier Field for a couple weeks here. Um, I don't have any much faith it's possible, but if you can rip these 3 off, maybe you'll change the tune that everyone's sort of singing around here, and sort of be able to salvage the season. But it all starts this week. You got to take care of business against the Patriots. So we'll go ahead and, without further ado, just sort of jump right into it. What are your keys for the Bears to get this thing back on the tracks and get going in a better direction moving forward for the rest of the season? What are the keys to take care of business at home against the Patriots on Sunday?
Quick side note, you're 100% right. They haven't played any division games yet. They could prove us all wrong, despite how it's looking, and somehow like win four divisional games, and then maybe we kind of have a different outlook or something. But right now, it just looks like a team that's losing its fight, losing its way quickly. So we'll see. They are 6 point favorites here in Chicago this weekend, as you said, and as the national media, everybody's been bringing up this week. They haven't won a road game on a Sunday under Matt Eberflus. For those who don't know at home, NFL games are played on Sundays. So that's quite the stat. Guy's been here for 2.5 years, but um, whatever. They're at home. They're like I said, they're favorites. They can maybe get a win. So the three keys to get a win. I will be watching. I will be rooting them on. I don't think it does them any good to lose. So to get a win this week, I got three keys. My first key seems like it should be an obvious one, but it's clearly not because our highly paid offensive coordinator, guy who gets paid a lot of money, was brought into Chicago to help Caleb Williams be a better quarterback and help this offense be a 2024 offense. Uh, how about we use our best players? How about we leave Gerald Everett a little more on the sideline and use a little bit more Cole Kmet? How about how about Keenan Allen might need to see a little bit more bench as well for whoever. Um, DeAndre Swift, he's probably been our best offensive player to this point. Probably need to see a decent focus on him this week. Let's use the best players in 2024: Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. Let's use those guys and start trying to like build something here on offense in 2024. And let's see those guys have some success against one of the worst defenses in the NFL that the New England Patriots have.
I think it's important, man. It's been incredibly frustrating. We talked about it last week with the Cole Kmet thing. It's like, dude, the past 2 weeks he's gotten a combined one target, let alone a catch. That's not one touchdown.
Right.
That's a one fucking target. He's just not involved in any capacity. It's nonsensical. Part of me kind of wanted to slash thought that there would be some Keenan Allen rumors floated at the deadline because I just don't know what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know if it's because we have too many guys. I don't think that that's necessarily a good way
No
to
way
look at
that's the
it.
case.
You shouldn't be saying, "Oh, we have too many weapons." This isn't the NBA, where you need the ball to. It's just a ridiculous concept. You can utilize these guys, and they're clearly just not doing it. It's incredibly frustrating. Like you said, I think that's a good point. Use your weapons. Don't make this excuse that, oh, well, we have too many. We don't know how to get them the ball. The most asinine thing I think I've heard all year was that narrative that was kind of going on this week. So get your weapons the ball, put them in positions to succeed, and keep that thing moving up and down the field. Key number two.
Um, I want to see how this defense responds, especially without Andrew Billings in the middle. Billings might not be a glamorous guy. He's just kind of the fat boy that helps a lot with the run. Can offer a little bit in pass rush, but really he's more of like a run stopping specialist, space eater. When he went down last week, defense looked a lot worse, especially against the run. Couple that with Montez Sweat having some issues last week, and the defense really looked like uh, Swiss cheese out there. I want to see how the defense plays out the rest of this year without Billings in the middle. I don't know if it's going to look fucking terrible or if they can do something about it, but we'll see how they do this week. Ramondre Stevenson is a hard runner. He's not really a great back, but he is a hard runner and he is a load. So we will see how the Bears handle it this week. I'd like to see them bounce back with some pride, be able to stop the run, make Drake May beat you. Uh, let's see how the defense does against the run without Billings.
Yeah, brutal injury for Billings. Feel bad for the guy. He's been one of the more fun individuals to watch develop these last couple of years on the dog shit team. It's been cool to see the progress that he's been able to make individually because he is pretty good, man, especially against the run. He's about all we got up there. Um, and yeah, I'm nervous to see what that defensive line that isn't great anyway, especially against the run, looks like minus Billings. So yeah, that's obvious. It's going to be a huge key not only this weekend but the rest of the season. Hopefully, we get Sweat back on the field this week. I think that we will, from what I understand. I know he's logged a couple limited sessions in practice, but I think the fact that he's out there at all is probably a good indicator that he's going to be playing on Sunday. So it'll be good, huge to get him back. Probably still, you know, maybe Jalen Johnson, but probably still our best defensive player in Sweat. And yeah, it's good to have him back, but Billings is a huge loss in general. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can step up to fill that void. What do you got for key number three?
Key number three, I'm not going to pretend to have watched a bunch of Patriots games this year. I just haven't. Kind of box score watching, excuse me. I want to come up with this key in full transparency. I don't know if these were on third downs, if they were on early downs, what the hell they were on. But last week, Drake May had like 95 yards running on like 8 attempts. Just seeing what Jaden Daniels was able to do 2 weeks ago against the Bears, obviously a different player than Drake May. But when you face these young quarterbacks, it seems like they have a inclination to maybe skirt for some yards earlier than maybe a veteran quarterback might. And I just you got to contain Drake May scramble and make him beat you the old-fashioned way. Get this defense off the field, get the offense back on the field, contain this guy scrambling, especially on third downs. Like I said, I haven't watched a ton of them. I didn't at North Carolina either. I know he was a highly touted draft guy, top five pick. Um, a lot of people liked him coming out of college, and it seems like he's doing some things early on in his career. But just box score watching, he shredded up his last game to the tune of almost 100 yards running. We can't be having that out of him. We need to make sure he beats us the old-fashioned way. So that's key number three.
Yeah, being out here in the New England area, I get all the Patriots games, so I've seen him a pretty good amount, and he is certainly someone who can make some plays with his legs. He's fast, quick, he's athletic, he's big, he's a strong guy. He can take some hits. And yeah, he's not afraid to get out in open space. And that Patriots offense just isn't very good. So there's a lot of times there's not much for him to do other than make something happen on the ground. So that's going to be a massive key. Bears secondary, as banged up as it's been over the course of the season, is still pretty solid. And hopefully they're able to contain the just about zero weapons that the Patriots do have. Maybe keep an eye out for Hunter Henry, but other than that, there's not a lot going on the offensive side of the ball for them. So yeah, if you can contain Drake May, don't let him pull some plays out of his ass. It could be a huge difference in the game for sure.
Right on. How are you seeing this game going? You like the Bears in this spot? Obviously, they're at home, 6 point favorites. You think they show some life, or do you think they just bend over and just let the season go to waste?
I think they do. I'm not betting it personally because it's hard for me to separate whether or not it's a real lean or the emotional attachment to the team. But I think they got to bounce back this week. They've gotten embarrassed the past 2 weeks. Thought they would have bounced back after the Hail Mary situation. Clearly, they didn't. They got buried down in Arizona. But this team is just they are what they are. They hammer bad teams. The Patriots are a bad team, and I think they hammer them this weekend. The Bears are good at home. Like we said, longest home win streak in the NFL. I think they keep it rolling. Um, you know, Locker room situation worries me. Seems like things are falling apart a little bit as far as we can tell. And The injuries obviously are also a real thing, but I don't know. I think this Bears team's got too much talent. I think they're good enough where you should certainly be able to take care of business at home and beat the Patriots by a touchdown. What do you think?
I agree. My score prediction's 23-16 Bears.
23-16. I'm looking for more points than that, man. I think the offense has got to make a statement. You got to come out and move the ball early and often. Um, I don't know. I think if I could see honestly the Bears either winning this game like 31-10 or losing it like 20-17. So I'm gonna go
No
Bears
doubt.
31-10 because I'd much rather prefer to see the blowout and them just take care of
Shit.
business because it'll be too tough to handle the other way. So I'll stick to 31-10.
No doubt, man. No doubt. All right, for all those at home, like and subscribe. Let's see if the Bears can show some pride, show some life, bounce back, and try to get a W against one of the lesser teams in the league, a team clearly in a rebuilding state that is the New England Patriots. Jack, any last words for the fans at home?
No, as you could tell, we're all when it comes to the Bears, we're all sort of living in a little bit of a state of depression right now. So hopefully that can change, get back on track this week. Hopefully Caleb Williams looks good, gives us some juice, gives us some life. And then, you take it from there. The Packers aren't as good as people thought. Jordan Love sucks. The Bears are good at home. They win this week. Get some mojo going. Maybe save the season. Maybe they shock some people in the division. So all starts on Sunday.
Right on, brother. All right, hit him for him one time.
Mm, Bears.